everyone. Let's get back to this another Raw episode then. As you may have noticed, I'm wearing my Wyatt Six vest today because there was a lot to do with the Wyatt Six that was most interesting. In fact, I think I'm going to kick off talking about that. But to lead into it, we need to start with a little bit to do with Chad Gable. He has a lot of security tonight after somehow surviving last week's massacre at the hands of the Wyatt Six. But we noticed a trailer as he's walking in. It has a picture of Alexa Bliss on it, but the most noticeable thing is that it's Dark Alexa, Funhouse Alexa, Playground Alexa, whatever you want to call her, back when she had Lily, or with Bray, which could imply there will be a connection between her and the Wyatt Six some point in the future. It's heavily denied at this point. Last thing we heard in regards to her was that she refused to be involved because she's still not wasn't ready to come back from her pregnancy still. But we'll have to see what happens in the coming weeks. Going back to that then, when Chad Gable comes out, it's like reports of my demise have been grossly exaggerated. He manages to win his Money in the Bank qualifying match against Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed, which obviously were two tough guys, but he managed to win it. It goes dark, and whether that's meant to be Nikki Cross or Sister Abigail or somebody, she comes out, she plonks this little box on the commentator's table. It's addressed to Pat McAfee, who stayed home because it's fears for his safety, because the Wyatt Six seemed to have disrupted this podcast when it just stopped suddenly. Now, I was born in 1990, so I do remember VHSs, but Michael Cole does explain to me it's a little bit too young, but it's a little VHS that you can, a video, and it says "Play Me" on it. So you ain't just have it tucked in the back. Later on in the night, it turns out it seems to be a bit like a therapy session between Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas or Taylor Rotunda. I'm going for Taylor Rotunda because of the way he's speaking. It's about what really happened to him. Because a lot of you know that it was his brother Bray Wyatt that passed away. And also the other thing to note is the fact we're seeing them together. So is Uncle Howdy a completely separate entity, or are we going down the, like I think, the split personality route, where we saw the Firefly Funhouse Bray and the Fiend at the time? Because that's what his brother Bray Wyatt did. They had the split personality thing that worked quite well for him. And it's quite raw, really. One of the questions Uncle Howdy asked him is, how did you feel when your brother died? Taylor talks about how lost he felt, how they were supposed to dominate together, but that was all lost. He says they forgot about him, they forgot about the others, but they made him remember last week, and that's when Uncle Howdy's managing like, yes, we did. The other thing to note is they are actually in the Firefly Funhouse, so I don't know if that's something they're going to do with Wyatt Six at some point, because as we noticed last week, the masks were all based on the characters, like Huskus the Pig, Mercy the Buzzard, you've got Rambling Rabbit. So we'll have to see, but I've got to say that was probably the best thing about Raw this week. I'm just obsessed with the Wyatt Six right now, and I'd like it on record, but I have always liked Bo Dallas since his Bo Lee days. I liked him in B-Team, as silly as that was. But this is really going to be something that could get him over and get him big championships in the future, and I really hope it goes well, because how I've always supported Bo Dallas. It's just a shame that what happened did, and that's how he's getting these shots, because he's doing it in memory of his brother. But kudos to Bo Dallas for such a good segment. It was quite emotionally powerful, and I'm very interested to follow exactly what they're doing. Are they going to keep going after Chad Gable? because that's when they came out this week. Are they going to target other people at any point? We'll have to see. And I know a lot of other people are interested in what Bo Dallas is doing as well and started to support him. Back to Chad Gable, shall we? Later on, he does go to the Alpha Academy's locker room. Because, like I say, last week he did kind of try to get them back on side. He says his life passed before his eyes last week and he realised how important they were. But Otis was like, we're glad you're okay and it must have been scary for you. But we meant it last week when we said we were done. And him and Tozawa walk off. Maxine informs him how much he hurt Otis because they were like brothers. That's what he does, the others. But we do see afterwards Ivan Earl and the Creed brothers stood behind Chad Gable. So I don't know if they're going to be the ones to get involved with him in the Wyatt Six. But I think the Wyatt Six are probably going to dominate against them, that little group, to be honest. What else did we have? We had the Money in the Bank qualifier between Lyra Valkyria, Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler. Basically what happened was Lyra Valkyria, not surprisingly, won because she seems to be somebody to seem quite high on backstage. So she's going to be in the women's briefcase match. We had Ron Breaker and Ludwig Kaiser. Again, Sheamus interfered, attacking Ludwig Kaiser, which again suggests that there's going to be issues with Imperium and he's not finished with them. But what upset me was that Gunther, there was no sign of him being King of the Ring at this point. He wasn't wearing his crown or anything. They only mentioned it on commentary. Gunther, by the way, somebody who, like The Undertaker, I think it's going to be a future champion as well. It's going to be something spectacular. We also saw a lot to do with Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio again. She sent him some gifts, chicken nuggets, most notably. Because he has mentioned this other chicken nuggets. She sends him something on his phone, which must have been quite shocking, but we don't see it. She actually does come out to the ring later. Zelina Vega conference her. So again, I think that's going to be Zelina and Liv. Dominic Mysterio comes out because she asked for him to come out. Rey Mysterio, his dad, comes out, and that's when Dominic gives up and Liv follows Dominic. Dominic sweet talks R-Truth into giving Finn Balor and JD McDonough a title match because R-Truth would do anything for love. And his friend Dominic, he calls him Dominic. R-Truth is quite funny to watch. So when that match happens, Liv Morgan most notably distracts R-Truth and Finn Balor gets the pin, and they are the new tag team champions. But earlier on in the night, we see Liv come out of the locker room, and Damian Priest is like, "What? You can't tell me that was sketchy." When she leaves Finn Balor, whatever they were doing in the locker room, which again, I'm not sure if Liv and Finn are in some sort of cahoots, or if they're actually the ones who are involved and for whatever reason. And I think that's pretty much the most interesting stuff on Raw, other than the fact that Drew McIntyre came out at the start. He's talking about CM Punk again. He's like, this obsession with CM Punk has been quite interesting to follow, to be honest, because it's been going on for months. So when they do clash, depending on when Punk can come back, it's going to be something, hopefully something special. Let's see. We have Alba Fire and Isa Dawn, who also I quite like, successfully defending the women's tag team titles. It was well deserved in Scotland, that, and I'd like to see them feature more, especially in the witchy context of the character. They need to roll with that a little bit more. As you can tell, I do like my dark wrestling gimmicks. You know, my childhood crush was The Undertaker. Wrestling needs that to an extent. We had a Damian Priest and Seth Rollins segment again. Seth Rollins gets Priest saying he couldn't get the championship without the help of CM Punk or the Judgment Day, because that is kind of how he got the title, wasn't it? We've got Karrion Kross, somebody I feel is sort of underutilised. He manages to beat Kofi Kingston, which will be good. Which is good, because I would like to see Kross. There was this meme about New Testament, Wyatt Six, you know, House of Black in AEW, and kind of making fun of the Final Testament. They need to do a bit more with Kross and that group if we're going to have them as a dominant dark group. But I think the Wyatt Six are going to be the ones to follow for that in the WWE in a minute. I think that pretty much covers what I want to talk about this week. I hope this was interesting for you, and thank you for watching.